How far would you go to find true love? Well, with the popularity of online dating on the rise, people don't actually have to go much further than their computer.
Yeah, but that wasn't far enough for one Aussie woman who decided to really go the distance. Melanie Brocklehurst packed her bags and took off on an epic journey across America in search of her soulmate. Boy meets girl, boy and girl fall in love, boy and girl live happily ever after.
Carrie, you're the one.
It's the sort of love story dreams are made of, but things don't always happen the way we hope. Megan Brocklehurst is living proof. Megan lost the love of her life, Adam, in 2008, causing her to hit rock bottom. She buried herself in her work and blocked out those close to her. 2 years later, though, she made the choice for change. She packed her bags and travelled to the uncharted dating waters of America in the hope of finding love and herself. Setting up 50 dates in 50 states, Megan saw the good, the bad and the ugly in a quest to heal her broken heart and find love again. Melanie Brocklehurst joins us now. It's Melanie, not Megan. I'm so sorry. I think I was so distracted by the 50 states that I forgot. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Now, you obviously, it was a pretty epic journey to do this. Why? Why America? Why did you do the whole thing?
It was, well, as you mentioned, I lost my soulmate in 2008. And to be honest, I didn't deal with it very well. In fact, I didn't deal with it. And I threw myself into work. And for about 2.5 years, I worked probably 12 hours a day and didn't take any breaks. And needless to say, not surprisingly, I collapsed. And at that point, I realised that Adam would probably be really disappointed in me and that I needed a drastic change. So I realised and remembered a coaching formula that I developed when I was younger and decided to reapply it to my life. Through working through that, I set myself some new goals, some of which were to find true love again, have an adventure, travel a bit. And literally, one morning at about 2 a.m, I woke up with 50 dates in 50 states in my head. I wrote it down, went back to sleep, tried to put it to the back of my mind the next day, and then thought, well, I'll have a look at what that gives me to potentially fulfil my goals. And it was the one thing that really offered me, you know, the most chance of fulfilling all of my goals in one hit. So I took a leap of faith, decided why not, and packed my bags, sold my house, quit my job, and headed off to America.
Why America, though? Why not Europe? Why, what made you decide?
It was, well, 50 dates in 50 states, 50 states of America. I mean, there's no other choice, really. And plus, I'd tried Aussie men, and it hadn't really worked out.
Ooh, that's harsh, Aussie men. I'm sure you're not really that bad. So, 50 dates, 50 states. How on earth did you pull that off?
It was a lot of work, I have to say. The logistics were a nightmare, but it was actually easier to find the dates than I anticipated. I signed up for 3 internet dating sites, whacked up some photos, added a profile that must have been pretty good and sort of told people what I was up to, and that was it. I had 12 dates lined up before I even left Australia, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you find true love?
Well, I've written a book about it, so I don't want to spoil the ending for people, but I can tell you that I met a lot of lovely people and a couple of really special people along the way.
And did you meet a couple of nightmares as well?
Yes. Oh, I met some shockers.
What's the worst?
Yes.
The worst.
And then tell us the best.
Don't look at me when you say that. You're looking at me, Melanie.
Sorry. There were a few shockers, I have to say, from a guy who turned out to be married to one who used the whole thing as an interview because he found out where I used to work and wanted a job there. Oh my! To another guy in Philadelphia who I spent 20 minutes trying to make conversation with. Every single answer was one word, and at the end I said to him, you know, I'd finished my drink, and so I said, this really isn't going that well, is it? And the longest thing he said to me was, no, you know, actually I don't find you very attractive or very interesting.
And you travelled to Philadelphia for this.
It was not the city of brotherly love for me.
Hey, Melanie, a lot of Australian women say that American men have a lot of confidence. Is that true?
I think that men all over the world have got their hang-ups, actually, and what was really interesting and that I learned on my dates is that guys are very similar to girls in that they actually are worried before a first date as well, and that's pretty nice to know, I have to say.
Good.
Reassuring.
Yeah.
What did you take out of the experience? What was the best thing that you learned?
I think I learnt so much about, obviously, dating and men and body language and love, but what I really learnt about it was that if you're looking for true happiness, then you need to go and look in the mirror, because you need to realise, acknowledge yourself, understand yourself, love yourself, and that was probably the biggest thing I got from it, and that was great for me.
So you've written the book,
I
which is right here, 50 Dates in 50 States, and even got Kevin Rudd to read it. Now, did he call you back with any of his new Ruddisms, like, oh, just chill, this book's totally ridiculous, or anything like that?
He very kindly signed a copy for me, and I signed a copy for him. But yeah, it was great. When he found out that the key messages of the book are hope, resilience, and fulfilling your dreams, he was all behind it and very happy to pose with me for those photos, which was lovely of him.
Why was he reading it? Was he looking for a date? I don't understand. Like, what's the deal?
I didn't want to say that he was date number 51. I just didn't want to admit it.
Ah, there you go.
He certainly wasn't the guy that only gave you one-word answers, I'm sure. Thank you so much, Melanie, for coming in. And, yeah, we're all going to have to read the book now to find out if Melanie found true love. Let's hope